Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. Well, it's time for major clubs in Nigeria to begin to open up for transfer. Talking about the second tier of Nigerian football, the Nigerian National League, where they will be given the opportunity to buy some players starting from 24. That will be our first story. But before then, I have with me Ibrahim Yusuf. Good to have you.
Very nice to be here.
Yes, the first story I just highlighted there. That's about the first story is about Nigerian National League transfer window has opened. Although not today, it's going to be from 24th of April. That's our first story. As we're looking at that, it will take 19 days for these clubs to buy players. At least one or two players to shuffle their teams.
Exactly, shuffle the deck. You know, the mid-season transfer window it's very important because of the situation. You have played a couple of games, you've seen where you're lacking, you understand, and you know the situation of your finances, and you can be able to pinpoint one or two players who have actually played already some games as well, which you have seen, so that you can be able to see if you can pick them up. Yes, not much activity goes on mid-season. You understand, because nobody wants to let go of his best players during mid-season, and you already have the balance of your team. You don't want to upset that, but still, one or two adjustments actually here and there are made. No big transfers really. We don't expect that mid-season, but you will expect a little bit of movement here and there.
But for 19 days, I would call it well, a mid-season transfer window.
Yes.
But well, despite the fact that most clubs will want to hold back to their players, there will still be, just like you said, there should be one or two players that can still move, or they can get from the nationwide League One or academies or thereabouts.
Exactly, you bring them from the lower leagues, all right, or you promote them from the academy. Or still, you can be able to buy within the league as well, because just like I said, a lot of teams do not want to upset the balance that they have. But still, you have looked at your team, you see where the lapses are, and of course, if you already splash the cash, of course, a lot of people will be willing to sell, because just like the season has already started, you've seen how your finances are. Maybe there's some dead weight that they're dead weight to you, you understand, but to somebody that's a gold mine. He wants a player like that. It probably doesn't suit your own style of play, and you can get rid of that person and get some cash. So it can be a win-win situation with some deals.
Just as we have said, well, teams will be opening up to see who they will buy it, so at least add more to the forces they have in their own kitty. Talking about the Nigerian National League, the second tier of our league, opening up by April 24th. Most of these clubs can easily buy players for the next 19 days, where they will be able to splash some cash from the lower leagues or from other clubs that play within the NNL. Well, good one there. We've been looking at those teams, and at least from the way it is, most of these teams are really doing well when it comes to playing football. Let's go to the third tier, the NLO, Nationwide League One. Matches will be coming up just as we speak right now. They are already playing most of these games across different centers in Nigeria, and we'll be looking at all these teams that are playing. Well, quickly, we have Synergy Ultimate. They'll be playing against Magic Stars, Lekki United against Emidinho FC. That team should be from Brazil. Feinti FC versus Osopadek. That's another team. Imalex versus Easywell FC. Timi Giant, they'll be playing away to Abre Sport. And Kana FC play the host Supreme King. You have the Nationwide League One, match day 6 fixtures coming from, that's the third tier of our league. Look at those teams. I love the fact that I'm sure when most of these teams see their names on the TV, they feel very proud. Abre Sports, TV Giants.
Actually, it is something to be proud of. But you see, one good thing about the Nationwide League One is, you see, most of these teams are privately owned. You understand? These are privately owned. Most of them are privately owned teams, which is something that we would really love to see in the NPFL. We would really love to see that a high concentration of more privately owned teams, because that means that the league is stronger. People are actually bringing money into it, and then we can be able to see the movement that we want. But this is a good one. If the ownership can be able to maintain these, at least get these players, get these teams to rise through the leagues, and of course ultimately make it to the NPFL, then probably we'll be able to see a lot more privately owned teams as well in the NPFL, which is something that we would all love to see.
When you look at, because you have about 140 teams playing, well, even though we know that teams are still not at that level which we really want, but one way or the other, I think it's getting better. Little by, although the pace might be very slow, but little by little, most of these clubs that register for these competitions mostly they are mostly private owned in the
exactly.
third tier league, and even in the NNL too. You have most of them. It's only in the NPFL you have government more.
Exactly,
where
because
the
of
money
the money
is.
involved. Yes, because of the money involved. You know, it takes a lot of investment to actually do that, and not many private institutions can actually have the loose cash to actually invest in football and invest in a team like that. So that's why you have most of them in the lower leagues, because it's either to manage a team in the lower leagues. You know, there's less travel, less stress on kits and and other things as well. The running cost is actually cheaper when you look at it, how to run a team in the lower leagues than when you talk about the NPFL.
Well, we've been looking at the Nigerian Nationwide League One. That's the third tier, where matches, as we speak right now, ongoing across different well, let me not call it stadium. Some of them are just football pitches. This is the third tier league in Nigeria. But hopefully we get it right. But the fact that most of these players are happy that they are playing week in, week out, traveling here and there, it helps them to at least widen their horizon as they play football. Now let's go international as we look at some matches are also, because although before we go international rather, let's go to the NPFL. I almost jump our league. The Apex League in Nigeria, matches will be coming up. Let's look at those fixtures quickly. Lobby Stars versus Gombe United. Big match there in Makurdi, that's Upper Aku Stadium. Katsina United will be playing against Shooting Stars as another one. After what happened in Kano, Katsina United, let's see what they can do as they are back home now. They'll be hosting Shooting Stars. Niger Tornadoes, they will also be playing against Enugu Rangers as Abia Warriors travel to Ilorin. As we speak, those matches are on. Raymond Stars in Ikene are playing Dakada, Babaganaru for Lobby Stars against Gombe. What will it do? Let's see these games. Ibrahim.
Yeah, well, actually, Lobby Gombe, it's a mouth-watering tie. You understand? It's something that you actually look forward to. It's going to be tough to call. Really, it's really going to be tough to call. But definitely, you know, the home team has an advantage.
Together, as we welcome the two sets of players, Dakada FC and Eyimba International. Dakada in orange jerseys, the visitors Eyimba in blue jersey.
The home team has a slight edge, but I think it's still going to be a very close one.
A close one. Although, when you look at the coaches now, Babaganaru coming back to be with Lobby, and you have Coach Zubairu Abdullahi is there with Gombe, and you don't underrate Gombe because they have always been very strong when it comes to playing football. These are northern teams who know themselves. In fact, you can call it, maybe I should call it, it's not non-central now,
Yeah, well,
but northern
it is a northern derby, yeah.
So, Gombe Lobby, that I don't know. I'm kind of attached to that game. I don't want to see what's going to happen in Makurdi. Can Gombe actually scoop a draw or a win in Makurdi?
You see, that's the thing. That's why I say it's too close to call, because you have a team like Gombe that are actually unpredictable, and you feel as if you just have that feeling that they might be able to get a positive result. You know, even if it is not a win, they might probably be able to nick a draw, you know, which would be a very, very good result for them as well. But still, since it's, you know how it is, you just have to give the home team a little bit of an edge and believe that they might be able to carry it. But still, you can't rule out Gombe. You can't rule out them going there and getting a result. And I really look forward to watching.
Now, still looking at those fixtures quickly, we just have to talk about one of these games. You look at Katsina United. The last game they played was inconclusive because against Kano Pillars.
Yes.
Now they'll be at home. I hope that will not make them to be a bit hostile, trying to be like, oh, okay,
no,
from now on.
Had it been they were playing Kano again, had it been Pillars that was visiting, it would have been a different game entirely. That would be thing okay.
But they are playing home anyway.
There'll probably be reprisals or whatnot. But I don't think Katsina United are going to do something like that, because right now, after what happened to Pillars now have been banished from the stadium. They're going to be playing in Abuja, you understand, and that's away from home. I had the general manager of the team was really lamenting the kind of situation, because they'll be playing their home games away, so there's really no home advantage anymore. They have lost that. So I don't think Katsina United are going to put themselves in that position that they can be able to lose that home court advantage, you understand. But it's a very good game we hope to see, because Katsina actually proved that they can go to Kano Pillars and get something. They can be able to go there and nick something, which was something unthinkable before, you know. go to say Masugida and get something and bring something away. It's really difficult because then I actually went there and they gave a very good account of themselves, and that was the reaction of the crowd was what it was, and the match became something else. So I don't think they will want to put themselves in that position that they will lose their home advantage. So I think it will have a clean game.
Well, still looking at those fixtures now. Well, before we move abroad, let's still look at it one more time. Dakada, Remo Stars. Remo Stars, we know what they've done so far this season. They will be playing in Ikene and they will be hosting Dakada FC. That match, from the way it is, it's possible that Remo Stars should be able to scoop it. Well, if they don't relent. Kwara United, Ablai Bifo against Abia Warriors. You can look at Imama Mapakabo. What will his team do against Kwara United?
You know, he's a veteran manager when it comes to Nigerian league. When it comes to the Nigerian league, if you are actually talking about people who have been in the league, in and around the league, I mean, like he has been to countless clubs, been there for lots of years, and he has all the experience that the Nigerian league actually has to offer. So you can't discount teams like that to have a person like that on the bench. You know, he knows all the tricks. He knows all the tactics. He knows everything about Nigerian football. So you really can't discount them, whether they're playing home or away, whether they're in good form or they're not. You can't discount a team like that. They will be able to spring a surprise any way you look at it. So they have a very good chance of making it, no matter where they play, whether they're home or away.
Well, I'm actually tilting towards Kwara United winning that game.
Yeah, well, they've
been fantastic.
They are at home, and they have been playing very well.
Aside even home support or home advantage, the fact that their performance, I'm looking at both team Abia versus Kwara. You check it out that Kwara, they really have an edge because of their performance. This has been outstanding among the top teams when it comes to NPFL. They've been fantastic. I see them. Abia United are really Abia Warriors rather. They struggled a bit. They are not finding it as easy as it used to be.
So their form is actually patchy this season. You understand? They're neither here nor there. You know, so they haven't been able to find that run of form that can actually propel them to the very top, which is what Kwara is actually enjoying. You know, definitely in every season you have that purple patch whereby you go a couple of games unbeaten, you pick up points here and there, and then you go on a run, and every team needs that in a season. That makes the difference between where you end up at the end of the day, between the beginning and the end of the season. That's what makes the difference. So Abia Warriors actually not finding that purple patch right now, and Kwara are enjoying it as it is. So that's why I believe you're leaning towards Kwara when it comes to current form.
Well, you need to agree that Kwara will actually do it. Well, that's football. We've been looking at the NPFL. Rangers also play away to Niger Tornadoes. That's another match you look at. Can they, Enugu, what they call the Flying Antelopes, can they get a draw or a win? This is very possible. After all, we saw what happened in match day 23, where so many draws were actually achieved from the visiting teams. Good one from the NPFL. Match day 24 starting today in the midweek. So matches will also be coming up. That will be on Thursday. Now we move away from the NPFL. We've talked about the NNL. We've talked about the Nationwide League One. Yeah, we're also taking stories coming from the NPFL fixtures in both, and also talking about the league transfer for the Nigerian National League. Let's go for it now. We talk about the English Premier League. Matches will also be coming up this evening. Now let's look at those fixtures quickly. Chelsea, Arsenal, big one. Everton, Leicester, Newcastle, Crystal Palace at St. James Park, Manchester City. They want to have opportunity to at least change it against Liverpool, who are right now leading there with 2 points against Brighton and Hove Albion.
Well, Chelsea, Man, Arsenal, that's the one that leaps out. You understand? That's the one.
Are we going to see a repeat of yesterday?
That's the one that jumps out at you, at least when you see Chelsea, Arsenal. Well, the thing is, Chelsea, I think they have the edge. You know, Chelsea has the edge when you look at current performances and whatnot, because really Arsenal are, you know, they're just everywhere. They're all over the place right now. It's not a very good time for Arsenal fans. And but these are the kind of games that you see them coming to the fore sometimes. You know, when you discount Arsenal.
You know, anytime Arsenal are facing Chelsea, this is the Battle of London.
And it's a London derby
and all
that.
Yeah,
that's what they always say. When you're playing a derby, form goes out the window. You understand? You're playing for that day. So you really cannot be surprised if you see Arsenal playing a blinder today and getting a result.
Win,
yes, getting a result out of this game. On paper, right now, when you look at current form, you look at the players that they have and the mentality and all that, you give it to Chelsea. But still, it is a derby. You really can't call a derby until it is played. No matter how patchy forms are, they go out the window when it comes to a derby. So you really can't call it. But you give it to Chelsea right now on paper because that's how you see it.
Now, still talking about these matches, I look at Manchester City. They will be looking at, we just have to win this game. If we win this game again, we'll make it an extra one again over Liverpool.
Yeah.
I think from now on till the end of the season, it's going to be you win yours, I win mine. You win yours, and win mine.
It's going to be who slips up first. You understand? Who slips up first? Because one slip can cost you the title. These are teams that can go unbeaten till the end of the season. Or should I say, can win all their matches from now to the end of the season. These are two teams that can actually do that. They cannot be two teams that might not drop any points from now to the end of the season. So a single draw can knock you out of the title race. If you draw one and the other team wins all their matches, that means you're out of it. But mind you, Brighton are coming back from a very good win at Tottenham last week. They had a very good win against Tottenham, so they're riding high right now.
So Man City should be very careful.
Exactly, they should be wary because it could be a potential banana skin. Nobody expected Brighton to go to Tottenham and get a result, but they went there and they did the job. You understand? So right now, I think Manchester United will be wary of that because they know what Brighton can do. But still, they should not take it for granted. And nobody should take it for granted as well.
But the fact that Liverpool are already leading there with 2 points, we want to spur Man City to action because they'll be like, okay, if we can win this, we'll call it back to the way it used to be.
But you see, the problem with these kind of situations is that's the problem.
Sometimes under pressure.
Exactly. When people think about, okay, our rivals play first and we have to catch up to them, it puts you under pressure. And at the end of the day, you might get nervous. Nerves comes into games, you will not be able to play the way you're supposed to play, and then you will not be able to get the results you want to get. Teams like Brighton are very difficult to break down. They come with 2 banks of 4 and they hold it down. They do not allow you to move and play your game. So it's going to be very, very difficult and they have to be patient. If they rush it, that is when Manchester City are going to get it wrong. And there's a tendency that they might do that because Liverpool has won.
And it's 2 points.
Exactly. So they'll be trying to see that whatever they can do to break Brighton down to get it. But Brighton are a very compact team. They are very difficult to break down, especially for teams like Manchester City who like to hang on to the ball, who like to play it. They will let Manchester City have the ball. You don't even have a choice. When you're playing Manchester City, you have to let them have the ball. You need to let them play. So that's the thing. So they will do that. They will let Manchester City play the ball. They will have all of the possession, but still, you can't just counter-attack here and there.
The fact that we're under pressure can actually be the tag that Man City are right now because they'll be like, wow, if we lose this match, it will widen the gap. We keep going back. No, we just have to win this and put Liverpool under pressure. It's a fight to finish between Liverpool and Manchester City.
It is very intriguing in the EPL right now because you have 2 absolutely fantastic teams that are miles and miles away from the competition. So it's just between the 2 of them. It's really between the 2 of them, and it's lovely to watch. At least it's not one team running away with it all the time. You can have these 2 teams battling it out. If you can see that year in, year out, and that's fine. At least you have 2 teams that are battling it out, and you're not really sure that which one of them is going to nick it. So at the end of the day, it makes very good watching, especially for us neutrals. You understand?
Okay, we've been looking at, matches from the EPL, matches coming up as we speak right now. Most of these games will be up, and who knows, maybe Man City will slip up or they will add more against Brighton. Let's see what's going to happen as we'll be looking at all these matches. Newcastle United will be at St. James Park to play their game, and Arsenal-Chelsea, a derby, if you ask me. Well, that's you can't just support any team there because both teams are ready for this particular task. Everton-Leicester, a match that you want to see. What will happen for Lampard? And you look at this particular game, Everton-Leicester is always, from the way it is now, maybe because of the Nigerian factor, you want to tilt towards Leicester City.
Yes, well, you have to tilt towards Leicester City, but still, even based on current form, I mean, like, Everton are not having the greatest of seasons. They are not having the best of seasons right now, even though they got some good results along the way. But still, they are not really having the best of seasons. Even Leicester now, their form is a bit patchy. They're not the Leicester that we used to know. They can actually go there and get a result. Both of these teams need this match. They actually need this match to put them on a solid footing on where they need to go. I think Everton more than Leicester because of where they are on the table right now and how their run has been. Frank Lampard has been under the cosh for a very long time, and I think even if it wasn't Lampard that was there, I think he would have been kicked out. I think so. But Everton need it. They actually need a result in this match to keep to steady their season a little bit. They're running out of matches and they're still down there. And anything can happen at this point.
Good one there. We just have to quickly run through some fixtures for this evening. Let's go straight to Spanish La Liga. Let's look at a match that will be coming up there. Well, those matches, Atletico Madrid, Granada, Celta Vigo, they play at home against Getafe. Real Madrid, who are right now running away, if they win this match, that means they've won the league. Yes, that's it. So they want to just round up here against Osasuna, but football cannot just be so predictable at times. Real Madrid, they know what it takes to be at the top of the table. So winning this game will actually give them rest of mind against Osasuna. Atletico are the one that Metropolitano against Granada. Big one there. Now let's go Italian quickly. Another fixtures coming up in Italia Serie A as we look at Italia Serie A. Salernitana against Udinese will be coming up also tonight. Can Udinese do it in the city of Udine? Is this very possible against Salernitana? Well, in the Coppa Italia, we look at the match that will be coming up between Juventus and Fiorentina in the Coppa Italia. Well, that will also be coming up today in the Coppa Italia. They are just talking about fixtures that we have for you. Juventus they are leading the pack against Fiorentina by actually in the first leg 1-0. So this second leg, can Fiorentina turn things around? It is very possible. Well, in the city of Turin, let's see what happens between Juventus and Fiorentina. Well, for the DFB Poker, talking about the DFB Poker match now, RB Leipzig against Union Berlin will also be coming up just tonight. RB Leipzig against Nigerian Awoni there. That's his team, Union Berlin. Can he score? Can he save his team against Nkunku, a player that has been in outstanding form for RB Leipzig? And before we go, we quickly run through the features that will be coming up in the French League on. Also, matches will be coming up. They have so many matches. There are 10 of all. PSG against Angers. Attention will be there. You have another match coming up between Lyon and Brest. Lyon versus Montpellier. Nantes play away to Marseille. Big match there. Moses Simon's team away to Olympique Marseille. Let's see what they can do. Strasbourg versus Reims, Bordeaux versus Saint-Etienne, and you have Monaco will be playing against OGC Nice, while Lille travel to play against Reims in another encounter. Troyes, Clermont, and you have matches. Those are the matches in the in the French League One fixtures. Well, mixing Nigeria with France. I'm so addicted to Nigerian league. Well, those are the fixtures where you're actually smiling.
Yeah, you can be excused for that. You can be excused for that. You can be excused for that.
So, well, those are the fixtures for today, midweek matches, and you look at most of these games, they can be very tricky.
Yeah, they can be very tricky. They can be very tough. Most especially the League On now, you know, it's quite unpredictable. You have teams that you thought were really not up there with the rest of them coming up and getting very good results. So I think it's going to be quite an interesting one across all leagues this midweek. And you know how midweek matches actually are. They have this air of unpredictability about them. I don't know whether it's because it's a midweek or not.
Yeah, that is there because you'll be like, okay, this is a midweek. Let's do something for a weekend. Let's up our
you understand,
that mentality.
You understand. They have there's this thing about midweek games that actually bring in surprises. So I think we're in for a very good one today.
Osasuna, Real Madrid, that match, if Real Madrid wins, automatically they've won the...
They can be caught.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we all know that. We all knew that a very long time ago. It was not a question of if Madrid, it was a question of when Madrid were going to win it. So I definitely, even if they don't get the result against Osasuna, they'll get it. They are winning this league and nobody can do anything about it.
At least all they need to do is just to make sure they win the game.
Exactly.
So
once they win that, then they can take it easy for the rest of the season. I mean, for the remainder of the games, and then focus on the Champions League.
And if they really want to do it, win this match, rest most of your players and play all the players that have not been playing throughout the season for the remaining 5 games thereabout, so that you can prepare for Champions League fully.
You have a lot of forgotten people in Real Madrid. You understand?
So many footballers.
Eden Hazard is there, he's forgotten. Gareth Bale.
At least they can allow them to play the remaining 5 matches.
Exactly. Just
90 minutes.
Give them a run out. Give them a run out. Let them play something other than training. Yeah, so I think it will be a good one for them.
And it will even help the team because if they win this and they know that, okay, now we've done it.
And they can
Then
rest
Champions League attention will be like, okay, let's get our Benzema, let's get our Vinicius, let's get all our first 11 to rest.
That first team can stay fit, so they can be able to push for that Champions League, and that will give them an edge over every other person that they're playing with, because every other person is still in the mix of his own league. You understand? And they win in theirs early. It's going to be a massive boost for them.
A massive boost. A massive boost it will be for Real Madrid if they are able to turn things around against Osasuna. If they can win this game, then they can prepare ahead of that clash. Do you see them being able to do it against Manchester City?
That's why I always say this. Manchester City are a phenomenal side. You understand? You can't say you can take anything away from Manchester City. But the thing is, this is a Real Madrid team we're talking about. They have two very solid people in that team. You have a Karim Benzema that is in devastating form this season. You understand? And then you have Carlo Ancelotti on the bench. And this is the Champions League. This is his house. He knows where to get the results when it comes to the Champions League. So those two people are the ones who are going to make the difference for Real Madrid if a difference is going to be made. But Manchester United, Manchester City are absolutely phenomenal. We know what they can do on their day. But we know how Pep actually gets it wrong, most especially in these kind of situations. You know, he overthinks it, he goes and he changes his formation, he puts in the wrong personnel, he plays something different because he feels as if he needs to outthink his opponent instead of playing his game. So those are the kind of things that are actually going to make a difference. But if each and every one of them plays the way we know they're going to play, we're actually in for a massive game.
And from their nature, Guardiola seems to be a bit jittery, one kind of person.
That's what happens.
Seems to be more calm.
That's why I said this is his house. He knows what it means to play in the Champions League. In the later stages of the Champions League, he has won boatloads of them. You understand, with different teams, and so he knows what it means. He knows how it feels to be in the later stages of the Champions League. And Guardiola he's really hungry for this Champions League with Manchester.
The hungrier he is,
exactly. The more jittery he gets, and the more he outthinks himself, and he gets beat at the end of the day.
We've been looking at the chances of these teams in the UEFA Champions League, despite the fact that it's not even coming up now, but because the fact that both of them are really looking for what to do to win their league. Well, that's it on 360 Sport on Trust TV. It's been a wonderful time having Ibrahim Yusuf here. Thank you very much.
It's been great to be here.
Sports, as we always say, is business. Keep doing it. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.